5 car chase scenes, Rick.
I know, Jace.
This, without doubt, out of all the ones we've done so far, has been the toughest.
This has been really tough.
This was a real hard one to nut out. So.
It's one of those things because everyone's got cars. There's a lot of cars, a lot of movies, a lot of chases. So you've just got to narrow it down. But yeah.
Well, there's so many movies with great car chase scenes. Yeah. I think that's it. And you know, of course, I say this every week, every time we do the show. That is that these are our choices.
That's right.
We are not trying to tell you what the best is because even going through I was arguing with myself, Rick, over which ones I would choose over other ones. But yeah, this is just our faves. Our top five. The ones that we loved. So, Rick, well, I'm going to kick it off this week.
You're going to kick it off, mate?
So I'm going to kick it off with my top 5. So here we go now. My number 5 is, funnily enough, a movie that not a lot of people have seen.
Okay.
And it's a movie called To Live and Die in LA. Have you ever seen this movie?
No.
To Live and Die in LA. Made in 1985. Starred William Peterson. William Friedkin directed. That's the director of The Exorcist, Rick. And the movie is a very interesting movie. But the best part is the car chase scene right in the middle of it. It is a very intense kind of... And it's all happening through the streets of LA.
Yeah.
And basically, him and his partner are chasing a guy. Then just out of nowhere, there are these cars and other people just chasing them down. And it's just really intense scene. Where at one point, which is very common in movies now... and had never been seen on film before, they're on the LA freeway and they decide to go the wrong way.
Yeah. And
it was just a very visceral experience, that car chase scene. A great movie you haven't seen, To Live and Die in LA. Chase it down. It's very 80s, though, guys, so it's got that look, the music, everything. Yeah. But it's a great movie. Really good plot. And I think still holds up. So, Live and Die in LA, mate, that was my number 5.
What is yours, Rick? All right, Jace. Well, this movie, when we're talking about, obviously, top 5 car chases, this is actually will be in someone's top 5, definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm putting it up for number 5, and that's The Italian Job. But this is the 1969 movie with Michael Caine and Benny Hill was actually in this movie. And I'm talking about the car chase they did with the 3 Mini Coopers. Mate, back then, for me, doing what they did with these Minis, they were relying on there was no CGI, there was nothing like that back then. So back then, there was just pure stunt drivers. You know, and they were relying on that, going through the streets of Rome, through the down the stairs and the subway. It got all sorts. It was just great. And the way they shot it, and I just thought, wow, they pushed those cars for that era was just absolutely amazing. And the movie itself is phenomenal. And not just that car scene, but other things they do with those minis is just phenomenal for the time. So number 5 for me is the Italian Job.
There you go. 1968 or 9?
69.
69.
But then you've got, obviously, the remake they did with Wahlberg.
Which is, I like too.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's not bad. And that's got a different sort, but good feel to it. There you go, Jace.
We're going to go a year back further than that for my number 4.
Ooh.
My number 4 is probably known as the granddaddy of car chase scenes, generally, I think.
Yeah.
If people talk about great car chase scenes, this is always in the conversation, Rick. But it only hit my number 4, and that is 1968's Bullitt.
Nice.
Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Now, certainly, a fantastic... That 10-minute sequence... You know what? I don't actually remember a lot about the film except for that 10-minute sequence. Because it really is all about that 10-minute sequence.
It is. It's all about the car.
But just the raw energy of it. You know, what was it? It was a 1968 Ford Mustang GT. And the pure power that you would hear through the sound mix on that movie was amazing. And certainly you could feel the roar going through your chest. And just through the streets of San Francisco, what a great landscape.
A lot they do.
To do one of the great... And it's a 10-minute chase. So it's a long chunk of time in a movie to have that. So Steve McQueen, best known for this movie. A Hollywood legend, a Hollywood star in a very classic movie with a really great car chase scene. That's my Number 4.
And you're right,
for sure.
everyone does talk about that car
That's
chase.
always in the
That's
conversation.
always.
Has to be
It's
there.
up there.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
For good reason.
I'm going to a 1986 for me, Jace. I'm going to take you back there with the movie with Sylvester Stallone and Bridget Nielsen.
Cobra?
Yep. Cobra. Absolutely. I love this movie. And I love the car chase in this movie. With the 1950 custom Mercury, which has just been obviously decked out. It looks mean. It looks insane. The chase from when they're leaving the hospital with the bad guys and they're trying to get away. I just,
Love it.
Starts they do it. They go through the... Yeah, I don't know. It's just the way that they shot it and the way that the car looks and the way that they, the different gear shifts and everything like that. It's just awesome. I just love it. So
Cobra.
Cobra, 1986 with the 1950
86, definitely. I had the movie poster as I was a kid. Crime is a disease. I'm the cure. So
yeah,
there you go. There you go, mate. Let's move on to number 3. All right, my number 3, mate. He's only 3 years old, funnily enough.
Oh, okay.
He's 3 years old. And that is Baby Driver.
Nice movie. Good.
It is a look, and directed by Edgar Wright. It's just did an amazing job. All his films are incredible. I'm a big fan. But this film especially, I really love the energy in it. I mean, it's primarily a heist movie, but the key character, whose name's Baby, he's the driver. Hence the title. So, but wow, what great driving we have in this movie. Even the opening scene where he plays this incredible cat and mouse game with police. And we get to see Baby's skills on display. And when he drives with
his
listening,
headphones.
because he's got hearing issues, he wears his headphones and plays music through it. Just what can you say about the stunts in this film in regards to the car? I hadn't seen anything like it. It's just really good raw energy, of course, which you need for a car chase scene. Some really different, interesting angles, I thought, in this one. That's, not normally seen in a car chase movie. Look, Edgar Wright, he really is an incredible talent, and his ability to shoot those car chase scenes almost like it was ballet was just magnificent. So, number 3 for me, mate, is 2017's Baby Driver.
Baby Driver,
3.
nice. Good choice, Jace. My number 3 is 1980. Blues Brothers. The Blues Brothers. What can you say? This movie is just a classic. Everyone loves this movie. Obviously, it's got Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, the great John Belushi, directed by John Landis. 60 police cars were purchased for the making of this, just for this film alone. And 104 cars were destroyed in total in this whole car chase.
Incredible.
Phenomenal. It is just incredible. And the way it was filmed and the way they shot it and just that, and it's a lengthy car chase. It's just great through the shopping mall and the way that they just push it and all these cop cars are getting totaled from behind and it's a fun car chase. If that makes sense. It's a fun car chase. It's not one of those, you're on your seat car chases. Yeah. But great for me. Number 3 for me, Jace, was the Blues Brothers.
Fantastic, mate. And it's a great choice as we move into number 2, because my number 2 is the Blues Brothers.
There you go.
There you go.
Wow.
I actually took it a step up. I took it to number 2. Yes,
nice.
It's ridiculous. Yes, it's a bit over the top. But when you've got an opening line of dialogue before this scene starts, it says, there's 106 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark out, and we're wearing sunglasses.
What more can you want?
Boom, you go into this almost a 20-minute sequence, I think, of this just over-the-top car chase scene. But wow, how much fun was it? I mean, all the cop cars piling up. That scene where the cop car, one of them drives off the cliff, the bad guys drive off. But it looks like they've somehow shot into... It looks like the car's dropped out of a plane. It's just... It's very... But it's well shot. John Landis, at that time, was in his prime as a director. And certainly the Blues Brothers, the way he handled that car chase scene, which, as you said, is a long... And you know what? Car chase scenes, I've watched other ones, Rick, where after 5 minutes, you kind of check out. You get bored.
Yeah.
I find that in a lot of the Fast and Furious ones, to be honest with you. after about
They're on
5
top.
minutes, I go, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm kind of. But Blues Brothers does an excellent job of keeping that going. So, you've already spatted out all the stats about and it was true. I mean, it's a great example of how epic it was in scale, and
Crazy
it hasn't
for
really
that
been
time.
matched in size. I don't
No.
think, personally. Then again, my number one is probably the only thing that would match it in size, I reckon. But we'll get to that soon.
Interesting.
What's your number two?
My number two is a 12-minute opening car chase. For 1979, George Miller and Mel Gibson, Mad Max.
Mad Max, the original?
The original, Mad Max. This car chase is phenomenal.
Yeah, with the Knight Rider.
With the Knight Rider, and don't get confused, it is not
not
David
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff. No. It was a bad guy who escaped, called the Knight Rider, and obviously I don't know if he was on some sort of drugs or something, but
Yeah.
he was just hyped up, ready to go. This had everything. The opening scene, you see him, he's speeding off. He's got this opening shot of him screaming with his partner or girl that he's got in the car. You've got some cops on the phone saying, yeah, we're going to chase him. Then you've got these bumbling type cops that are like, yeah, I'll get involved. Then you got the shots of Mel Gibson tweaking his car and, doing his thing. And then he gets the call and then the chase is on. And it is just phenomenal. Seeing when they go through that caravan through that little, I don't know if it's like a town or something. But yeah, like again, there's no CGI in this. This is just all done with, the way they shoot it. And especially when they have shots when they want to speed the car up. They obviously speed the film up to make it look quicker. But it all worked for back then as well. So, and they used a lot of the Fords back then as well. The 1974 GTs. So
That's where
phenomenal.
I have the theory about that Mad Max film, and which is a good Mad Max film, an important Mad Max film. Not my favourite one, mind you.
Yeah.
Is that, especially in Australia, we really love that film because it used local cars.
Correct. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, and then they went on to his Interceptor that he had, which was his 1974 GT XB, which was big.
Which
and
appeared
big
in
for-
every film.
Yeah,
subsequent
yeah,
film.
and it's a big car thing for Australians. So yeah, my number two is Mad Max, Jace. So yeah.
Well, let's move into my number one, Rick.
no.
Okay, number one, Rick, of, my favourite car chase scene. The whole movie is a car chase scene, in my mind.
Okay.
And that is one of the sequels to Mad Max,
Oh,
Mad Max Fury Road.
there you go.
2015 Mad Max Fury Road. Look, what can I say? It's not often that I've gone into a movie and my heart's been accelerated and my heart is pumping for almost 90 minutes through that film. You get a couple of moments to breathe, but just the energy of those car chase scenes. Now, you talked about no CGI. There is a little bit of CGI in Mad Max Fury Road in the tornado scene, but everything done on the desert, all those stunts, all those guys on those poles going over the cars, or even that fucked up looking guitar guy.
That's
all, playing like
yeah.
that's all real. It's all done, and it is just an incredible experience. And I know it's a controversial one here in Australia. When you were talking about Mad Max, a lot of people I talk to, especially people who live out north, up our in our state, they don't like any other Mad Max film but that one.
That one.
They don't like Fury Road. They don't like Road Warrior. And the reason is because at that point the series moves away from using brands and just doing a post-apocalyptic kind of storyline. Where Mad Max was on the verge of apocalypse, but it hadn't crossed that threshold.
No.
So it was only in Mad Max 2 the nuclear winter had come. So, no, look, at the end of the day, Mad Max Fury Road, though, what an incredible film. George Miller, in his 70s, kicking ass and telling even any young, inspiring filmmaker, this is how you do it. This is what I love about this industry, Rick. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you've got a great story to tell and you do it well, we get an incredible film, Mad Max Fury Road. I can't pick out scenes. It's just, the whole movie's incredible, and it is a giant car chase scene. That's my number one, Rick.
You're number one.
Let's do your number one.
My number one, I'm going to take it back to 1988. Now, this is a series of movies, and I know I enjoyed a lot of these movies that came out. This series came out. And I'm talking about the Deadpool. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with what the Deadpool is, I think Jace would know, but a lot of you guys remember. It's part of the Dirty Harry series with Clint Eastwood.
Had Jim Carrey in the movie.
Yes, correct. Jim Carrey and Liam Neeson was in this one as well. So this was the 5th installment of this movie.
Dirty Harry franchise.
The car chase that I'm talking about is a very interesting car chase. Yeah. It is based on one of the car chases that Jace was talking about, which was the Steve McQueen bullet car chase in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
So, but the little thing about this is it involves 2 cars and a remote control car.
Yes.
Which is just amazing how they did this. And this is just, it blows me away. I don't know. So basically the concept is, there's a bomb in it. Dirty Harry's in one car, and then you've got the bad guy who's in another car, and he's driving that while chasing Dirty Harry in the streets of San Francisco with this little car, little remote control car that's got a bomb on it. So the streets they go up and down in, they do that. It's just really good, and apparently it took over 3 days to film this one particular scene, and they had to redo the car itself because back then there was no little remote control cars which were strong enough and powerful enough to keep up with everything. So what they did is they had to tweak it, and then they turned it into a little Corvette, and I just love it. Yeah, I just love it. And then you can actually hear the tweakness that they've done on the remote control, the RC car, and the little power that you can hear in it. It's just, I think it was like an electric car that they boosted it up. But it's just fantastic. I just love it.
Wow,
I think it's great. Yeah. It's different. And I know it's not your traditional car chase scene, but just
it's what they went through. Your favourite car chase scene.
It's just looking
it doesn't
at how
matter
they did
what any of us think, as long as you enjoyed it, mate.
Go check it out. It's a good movie.
Yeah. I mean, they're all great franchise, but that's it. We've done our top 5. Well, that was certainly out of all of them, Rick. Definitely unique. I think there were surprises on both sides there. Some of the choices. So, but absolutely fantastic. Now that we've done our top 5, we've got to move over to next week's show. So I'm just going to have a quick look. All right, for the next one, are you ready for this?
I'm ready, Chase. What do you got, mate?
Our top 5 sports movies.
Wow!
So that is going to be a really great genre.
Nice.
Basically, we're going to do sports movies. So
nice.
And what's great about sports movies, they cross all genres. You can have funny sports movies, you can have sad ones, you can have epic, inspiring ones, you can have ones about winners, losers. The choices are going to be out there for us, and it's going to take quite a bit of research, I would say, this one as well. So our next one is top 5 sports movies.
Yeah.
Right? How do you feel about that?
Awesome, mate. Yeah, I'll get that for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. So until next time, of course, we want to hear what you thought about some of our choices in our top 5. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have some additions or suggestions about what you loved? We want to know about that, Rick, and how do they let us know?
Guys, all you need to do is give us a comment down below for the video. Also, give us one of these a thumbs up. We'd really, really appreciate it. If you have subscribed to our channel, thank you so much for your support. If you haven't, just hit that subscribe button for us as well. Hit the notification bell and just follow us on all our social media sites. Easy and simple as that, guys.
Great, guys. We'll see you soon.
See ya.